What is it? It's 5,900 pounds of bad idea. I now own a Humvee. So we're going to do a little quick walk around here, see what I got, and what I didn't get. So in here, driver's seat, things are all the stuff's present, all the gauges are there, the light switch, the turn signal marker is a little busted up over here. The horn's there. On the floor, you can see the hood prop rod. There was a fire extinguisher in, fully charged. I took that out just so I wouldn't accidentally inadvertently set it off. The door's removed just so I can get in here easier. I've started cleaning out some of the nuts and bolts and things. There were a lot of them. I already started a little Ziploc bag just in case some are special or only go one place, so I don't have to order any extra. The engine cover's there, and it was loose along with a whole bunch of other stuff in here. They had kind of packed it full of just random bits and pieces and stuff. Move it on to the back. Here's the back door. It's open now, and here's the back seat. Underneath the rear seat, move that out of the way. As you can see, I haven't vacuumed it out yet, but there's a bunch of rocks, but the transmission controller and its wiring and stuff are present, along with seat belts, both sides. The rear passenger side seats sit in the bed. Here's the third operator's manual, which is disgusting and gonna go in the trash like the other ones. Doors, I had taken some of the doors off just to be able to get in there easier and not have to keep swinging them out of the way. There's the passenger seat rear. I also got 2 jack covers and the jack mounts, 3 right-hand inner, I guess, radiator shrouds. It's not the fan shroud, but it's kind of like the splash guard and everything else, so that's there. The tailgate's in place, nothing major there, that's all present. The bed was just full of nuts and bolts and goofiness, so I do have some popped rivets all the way down there that need to be re-riveted with the special cherry head rivets, so I'll have to get some of those. Now we're going to swing over to the passenger side. So one of the reasons I actually got this thing, the air cap was in place to keep nasty stuff from going down the air intake. And then I couldn't see it in the auction photos, but there's actually batteries in here. So I did have them disconnected just so I don't burn the thing down and all that fun stuff. So I got to pull those out. I haven't even checked them with a voltmeter yet, but I'm guessing they're about at 0. So I'm going to try the trick where you connect a good battery to it on the battery charger to try to bring these AGM batteries back to life. On the back seat here, another seat box. This had more manuals and other stuff crammed in there, so it needs a good washing. The pull the engine cover back. Engine cover, I mean, she's a little rusty, but I mean, you'd expect that from a 2003. The heater hose is not heater hose, but the air duct hose is disconnected there. There's another one missing in there, so those are on order already. I pulled the headlight out because the headlight mounting isolators were all kind of, not to say broken, and I didn't want to have the headlight just hanging by the wires. So the isolators are on order. A bunch of radio cables, other stuff in here. So keep it moving back. All the windows are kind of gacked. They're pretty torn. That the zippers are start to separate. This one's not terrible, but I am getting delamination of the clear part of the window from the zipper itself. The fuel cap, someone mangled it all up, so I got another one of those on order. And the reflectors are a little rank. They're not exactly red anymore. They have been sitting for a while in the sun, so just a matter of getting those replaced. I found them for $6 a piece, so that's simple and easy to fix. Underneath, there's a bunch of radio cables and other stuff that they just hacked off. So I got to get under there with the creeper and start pulling those out before I put any battery power to anything. I'm not going to, like I said, burn the truck down. So over in the passenger compartment, there's the big bundle of cables right coming through the floor there where they just hacked it. So Definitely going to get that fixed before connecting any battery power. Same thing with going through all these shunt wires and just all this other random crud in here. Little connectors that go places that I don't know what they're for, because I don't think that wiring exists anymore. Or the thing it was connected to exists anymore. I'll probably even take a look at the main little junction block here. What they do is just kind of cover it all in silicone, which is, I guess it works, but I'll try to come up with something better, maybe a plastic cover. That way I don't short anything out. On the front, there's a little bit of hood damage. They managed to completely smash the brush guard. I think what happened is that they had the brush guard down and didn't see it and drove it into something, like, or something backed into it, because the brush guard's kind of racked like a parallelogram now rather than being a rectangle. So started cleaning some of the pine straw and other stuff out of the grill. It was missing the blackout light, so I actually have a blackout light, just it was wired for 12 volts, so I ordered a new bulb. That'll be easy. Another messed up and rusty, I guess you could say, reflector. Again, that was $6, so that was easy. So let's see about getting this hood open. Undo the latch, and up we go. All right, I'm gonna try to use the prop rod here. All right, I got the prop rod kind of connected over to the airlift hook. Like I said, the actual prop rod mechanism and stuff is sitting on the floor of the driver's compartment. Underneath the hood, I capped this line off already just with it's not the right cap, but it'll work, and an elbow fitting. The quick connect to the fan clutch has been disconnected and that line's gone. They took it with the radiator and the shroud, so I don't have that. So if you turn the steering wheel, the steering box pumps fluid back through the system and essentially shoots it out of the opening, which is there. And I'm guessing that's why this is all covered in just power steering fluid everywhere. The hood bumper's trashed, so is the center one, so is the one on the other side. The engine oil, let's take a look at that. So the engine oil, you can see it's actually black, no water in it, so that's a plus. Alternator's in place. Date of rebuild, it says November of 10, so that's kind of cool. All right, what else? Yeah, like I said, just pine straw, and there was like weeds growing through this thing. I think it's been sitting in a field for years. And I think the main cause of it was, I think it's the injection pump. I think the injection pump is stuck. I tried the throttle pedal and it doesn't move. I'm trying to get my hand in there to see if I can move it. No, not a lot of room on this thing, that's for sure. I think something else has been, might be a trans kick down or something under there. I can feel a cable. So again, more sticks. Coming over, let's walk around again. Coming over to this side. So coolant overflow lines were cut when they pulled the radiator out, because this one would go to the overflow fitting on the radiator. So I got new hoses coming right from AM General. They're cheap, they're like $4. I'm not gonna fart around trying to source a hose for $4. I'll just get the one that they sell. So let's see here. Trans, let's check that real quick. So I know you're supposed to check it while it's in running, but the fluid looks pink. It has fluid in it, which is good. I mean, it doesn't look like water, doesn't look like oil, so it's not empty. So these lines are probably seen better days. The rubber's not so rubbery anymore. They're pretty hard. Oh, just broke that. That sucks. So I get another one of those. But yeah, this side, as you can see, the hood bumpers, it's messed up too. But yeah, the air filter is in place. All the tubes are in place. So that's I'm gonna say that's a big win for this. That some of them you see that's been sitting out in the GovPlanet yard for months and just raining water in through all these openings and into the engine. So I'm fairly confident that when I open it up, I'm not going to get any nasty surprises. All right, let's pull the air filter out and see what we can see. Let's see if that's enough to get this off. It is. All right, gasket's in place. There's a little bit of, looks like water, dirt kind of incursion on the bottom here. You can see it's a little dirty there, so I'll have to clean that out. This probably needs a new gasket or something, so we'll have to take a look at that. But, oh, look at this. So on the filter, it says date of manufacturer 10/1 of 15. So my guess is it's been running at some point sooner than 2015, because obviously they put a filter in it. So let's see what the filter looks like and see if there's anything weird going on in there. Alright, filter's coming out. Oh, that looks pretty darn clean from what I can see so far. So that makes me happy. These aren't cheap, so I mean, for an air filter they're like 80 bucks, depending on where you get them. But yeah, there's the intake. It doesn't look like there's anything in there. There's a little bit of dirt and dust and stuff from old South Alabama. So from the look of it, this is an Army National Guard truck, I believe, not a Marine Corps truck. So that might contribute to, I guess, maybe some of its cleanliness and not getting regular saltwater baths and stuff. Yeah, the transmission, they disconnected the cooler lines. It's funny, I've seen it a couple times where they run a piece of hose to cap off the cooler, but then they leave the lines on from the transmission open. So yeah, you'd think that you'd seal these, because if you did anything to the engine, you'd wind up just splashing transmission fluid everywhere. So yeah, you can see there's some more sticks and other stuff down there by the steering box. The belt's on it. I mean, belt looks, I mean, it's old, but it's not terrible. So the fan, I mean, the fan's locked up because of the fan clutch. I got a new QD coming because this thing's probably seen better days. At least that rotates freely, so that's good. A whole bunch of new hoses coming, just to be able to make sure I've got new stuff going in. So, but yeah, if I didn't cover it already, the CDR valve's still there. They didn't cut it or crush it or all this other stuff that happens. So that's kind of a win. I'm happy about that. So yeah, more sticks and other garbage up there. I'm gonna have to get the radiator fin comb to try to unblock this thing and basically straighten out all these fins and keep pulling out all this pine straw. You can see the lower radiator hose there. The close clamps are still on it. Then got a new bushing coming for the lower mount. The arms that actually mount the radiator, I lucked out. Those were in the bed of the truck and on the floor. So I actually got one right and two left. So I'm guessing this became the just vehicle they dumped all the stuff in. So, and looking at the hubs got a little bit of accumulation of kind of dust and maybe grease on them. So I'm going to go through the hubs as well, check the spindle nuts before this thing goes anywhere down the road. Brakes are still there, calipers are there. Let's feed this thing in. Yeah, you can see all the bolts are there on the half shaft. Let's take a look and see how crusty this is. So there's a little bit of starting to flake there on the lower, I guess you could say lower radiator solid tube. Maybe I might have to get a new one of those. I'll pull it out and take a look at it. Next step is to wash this thing. The top's got a bunch of black mold and other stuff on it that's probably not too healthy for me. So I just want to make sure I don't ingest too much of that. And then, yeah, we'll get cracking on this thing. I'm going to start pulling it apart. Have a good one.